Well, first fruits. I normally, I like radishes because they come up quick. But what I've learned to do is to plant them in a staged row, so, at first I planted up to there, then I left a week and I planted further, and I do it that way. Because otherwise all of a sudden you got more radishes than you want. But these are the first three I'm going to get out of the garden this year. But, radishes are one of them things where when they really kick in, you can't keep up with them. That's where the staging helps, but they still, you get tired of radishes before you can possibly keep up with them. And I see I've got thistles coming, which I'll have to deal with, but it's going to be a good year. I noticed a lot of things, like a lot of times you can have a great deal of trouble getting carrots to catch, because they have to be planted fairly shallow. But I've got a good solid row of carrots here. I'm going through and weeding. The onions there are doing fine, but I left the weeds between the rows there for the simple reason that last year I had my tomatoes in there, and now there's volunteer tomatoes coming this year. And last year I used nothing but volunteer tomatoes. The ones that come up from old tomatoes that got dug into the ground. So I'm going to do the same thing again this year. And then once I pull all the tomatoes out of there, I'll transplant them over to a different spot. Then I'll till this, but, onions are a good thing to do that in because it's easy to work around them. But my best tomatoes last year were the volunteer ones. So I'll just transplant them out when they get big enough. But I see quite a few of them in there already, so that won't be long and I can move them out. And then dig these weeds out of here. But that saves me having to start tomatoes. Let them start on their own. If they're willing to work on their own, I'll let them.